So, recently, CIA Chief Leon Panetta told the New Yorker magazine that Dick Cheney is so passionate about Obama abandoning harsh interrogation tactics that he wonders if, you know, Cheney is a cuff remark that Cheney had said. And right after he was briefed on by somebody else, he said this at a Cheney press conference. But this morning, everyone was watching
Morning Joe.
Morning Joe.
We've been doing this for 3 days now.
Yeah, right.
Since this article came out.
We're just doing it today.
The story has legs.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is the objection? Because you saw it this morning,
Yeah,
you saw it
Joe.
also, Barbara,
Yeah.
and you saw
Well,
it,
Joe
Sherry.
Scarborough's objection is that, you know, he can't believe that anybody would say such a thing about his beloved Cheney. I don't know if he loves Cheney, but he's on that team a little bit. And the other side is saying that, and Ed Schultz this morning, who was a liberal person on MSNBC, said that he thinks it's true. He thinks that Cheney is, in fact, wanting to have another terrorist attack so that he could prove his point that his tactics with Bush were correct.
Then you have
and that's the argument that's going on right now.
There's someone also very down the middle, John McCain, who was quoted as saying that, and he knows both of these men, and he said that though he didn't agree with Cheney's methods in terms of interrogations, and he's been very public about that, he also doesn't believe that Panetta should have gone as far as saying what he did, because he thinks that it questions his integrity and his commitment to security of this country. You know, you have to believe that the leaders... He believes that Panetta saying that about Cheney questions the integrity of Cheney and his commitment to securing this nation.
You know,
and I think that our leaders,
Ed Schultz said
they both want to.
And I'll let you speak, Barbara, but Ed Schultz had also said, I thought it was very interesting, he said, you know, it seems like Rush Limbaugh and Dick Cheney, they're saying these statements so that they can be able to say, I told you so, as opposed to just saying, I'm going to do whatever I can to help make this country work.
Well, it goes back to Dick Cheney having said that Barack Obama, I hate to quote when it's not, maybe I'm saying, making this country unsafe. It started with Cheney saying that Barack Obama has made this country unsafe. And what Leon Panetta, the reason people are angry with him is that he's the head of the CIA. It's not just, you know, our making this statement. And what he said, I think he smells some blood in the water on the national security issue. It's almost a little bit gallows politics. When you read behind it, it's almost, and I keep stretching that, as if he's wishing that this country would be attacked again in order to make this point. When he says, I think that's dangerous politics.
There's a little bit of disloyalty in Cheney going around saying this type of thing, in my opinion. And that's fine, except that when they were going into Iraq, and if anybody dared to object to the war, they were considered disloyal, it was treasonous, it was unpatriotic. And now all of a sudden he's doing that. And I think that he should look in the mirror and see what he's doing.
Well,
Cheney.
I hear what you're saying. I understand your perspective.
Cheney's approval rating has gone up since he's... Not just ditto heads. I'm sorry, there are people
for 8 years. He was silent for the entire 8 years, and now he's doing all this criticizing. Why didn't he just run on his name? He had the opportunity to run.
He wasn't so silent, but I also believe that you have to at some point think, okay, maybe it's just different methods. Maybe the goal of the Obama administration and the Bush administration truly is and was to keep this country as safe as possible. The methods in which they're doing so may be different. I think that's what they're arguing over here. So I think that, and I think we have to believe that, because I don't think anyone wants to think that no one's keeping us safe.
Why not tell Obama privately and say, listen, this is what I learned in the last 8 years.
Because what's happened lately is, remember,
going out and saying this.
Go back a couple of weeks or even a month where all the operatives that we were using were being sort of undermined in terms of their quality, in terms of assuring our safety in this nation. People were wanting to release photos. There was talk of closing Gitmo, putting these... Where were these people going in our backyards?
The president didn't want to release the photos. He was getting pressure. I just want to say, because he didn't. But it was up for debate, as everything should be at some point in this country. I do not believe that Dick Cheney wants anybody dead in this country. I do not believe that Obama does not want to keep this country safe. I do not believe that any of these people have any clue, just as we've said when the president was in office, when it was Bush, as I will say now with Obama being in. We don't know. There's a lot we don't know, and there's a lot of people talking on TV who say they know. We don't know, they don't know, but I'll tell you what I do know, that this subject is really an amazing way to go into this. The 50th anniversary of the 3-time Academy Award-winning classic, The Diary of Anne Frank, has just come out on DVD.
Just now. Wow.
And everyone in our audience is going to get a copy.
I want to say something to my Whoopi, because I know that giving this away has special meaning for you, because in your Broadway show, when you did your main character, Fontaine, one of the things that happened was that this character went to the Anne Frank house, and it was an extremely emotional moment in your act, and a beautiful moment.
Thank you.
So I don't want you to give this away without my reminding people of what... it sounds like I'm spreading it, but I mean it.
Great.
What a great actress you are.
So just before you do it, let me just tell you as we go. If you ever get the opportunity to go to Amsterdam, go to the Anne Frank house. Because if you ever had a question about war and kids and people and lives, this really puts it in perspective. This is why I'm so honored to be able to present this to the audience, because this is a huge piece of my heart. And I'm so glad. Thank you for that, Barbara. And do you know that when we come back, another little piece of my heart is coming out, too. Miss Jada Pinkett Smith, she will be with us.